Alright, so what's up everyone, now welcome back to the channel. Now pretty much ever since we've known about Modern Warfare 2's existence, I've been hyping it up a lot and been talking about how much I'm excited for the game. This might be my most anticipated Call of Duty ever, actually. However, some recent news has had me a little bit concerned about the direction for Modern Warfare 2. Even though I'm not fully concerned, like, I don't think it's going to be a bad game or anything. It hasn't changed my opinion. I just think that it's something that is in the back of my mind, you know. Although I'm still hyped for the game, these things have sort of got me a bit like maybe a reality check, kind of like, okay, there is a chance that this could maybe not be the best game ever or something like that. It has me slightly worried. So what am I talking about exactly? So a few days ago, we had one of these intel drops from Infinity Ward where they talked about how they designed the audio for the game and like the sound effects and stuff. And most of it is talking about things like, I don't know, like weapon sounds, ambient sounds, vehicle sounds, that kind of stuff. And it shows them recording these things in real life and how, you know, how it sort of all fits together, which is really cool to see. But the main thing that I worried about, if I bring up the quote somewhere, they mentioned something along the lines of that you can hunt people by footsteps or hunt people by the audio or something like that. And just that phrase in itself should have people concerned about the direction of the multiplayer, because that's pretty much the main thing that everyone was complaining about in Modern Warfare and Warzone, is that people just sit there and use their ears and there's no actual skill involved, you know, there's no dead silence, you know, that kind of stuff. We don't know if they were talking about the campaign specifically or the multiplayer, but you know, why would you be hunting people by footsteps in the campaign? That doesn't really make sense. Maybe in DMZ, but then again, you know, it's all still a bit up in the air about what they're doing with the audio exactly. It still has me worried that it's going to be another listening simulator, basically. I was actually thinking about making a video on the EX1, but honestly, I don't have the effort to play enough to actually get the blueprint. Actually, I forgot to mention this, but there's actually a really cool blueprint just here for it. This is the EX1. Like, look at this. This, I know, yeah, oh, it's a World War II game or whatever, but this is fucking cool. Look at this. Even the second weapon, the PPSH, is not as, like, detailed with the, I suppose, lack of detail, I guess. It looks a lot more, like, rounded and stuff, but it still looks really cool. But anyway, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was from the Ghost of Hope. Oh my god, it's Red Star. Oh my god. I haven't played this map since like December 2021. I'm not playing it now. But anyway, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is from the Ghost of Hope on Twitter. He says this: been hearing that Infinity Ward and Activision are debating the content schedule at the moment for Modern Warfare 2. Activision wants Infinity Ward to spread the content over launch, November and December, but Infinity Ward wants to drop as much as possible all at once. Activision are worried about post-launch sales mainly. Now, to be honest, I think Infinity Ward are in the right. The main thing with Call of Duty games for the past like 4 or 5 years is that they launch with the absolute bare minimum, and then we get drip-fed content over months and months. But the problem is, it doesn't hold the retention that Activision actually thinks it does. Like, yeah, sure, maybe in terms of the numbers, it actually does, you know, in terms of like numbers, it keeps people playing. But in terms of the overall interest in the game, I think having that lack of content at the start just, you know, sets the game into a downward spiral into being unpopular. I think the only reason that didn't happen with Modern Warfare 2019 is because of Warzone. If we didn't have Warzone, I reckon Modern Warfare 2019 would have died by like season 3 or 4. And don't get me wrong, I like the game, but it's still hard to back it, especially with like the, you know, some of the design in the multiplayer. I think it did have a serious lack of content at the start, so I reckon it would have got stale very quickly. And it sounds like that's what Activision wants to do now, whereas Infinity Ward have realized that that is bad, and they want to just put everything as much as they can into the start, which is the right thing to do. He also says it's surprising to see where IW and Activision land on this. Activision are not doing it because they care about the devs. They're doing it because they're worried about post-launch sales dipping. Infinity Ward being on that side implies they have the proper resources and time to do what they want, and that is definitely true. I mean, if Activision actually did care about the employees, or if Infinity Ward rather didn't think they would be able to do it, then they wouldn't be saying to do that. You know, if they wouldn't be able to do that, then then why would they be saying, oh, we need to, you know, put as much as we can to the launch, whereas Activision are like, oh, you know, we need to, you know, stretch it across this time. Fuck that, man. That's so dumb. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about how Sledgehammer should have actually made a futuristic game instead of World War II one, and, you know, if they did announce they were making a futuristic game, would it get the same reception as Vanguard got when that was announced? Because a lot of people were saying that, you know, because it's a World War II game. I think most people basically lost interest as soon as the reveal came out that it was World War II. But would the futuristic game get that same reception, or would people actually welcome that? I know for a fact that I would welcome that, because I don't even think they weren't that fun. Like, Advanced Warfare was actually a really fun game in my opinion, even with the jetpacks, but they could do a futuristic game without jetpacks. That is a thing. They could have the futuristic, you know, time setting, have laser guns and, you know, wacky shit, and they could not have jetpacks, because I know jetpacks are like the main thing that people are worried about and don't like. But I think that's the main thing that's wrong with this game. I know, you know, people can say it can be a World War II game and still be a good game, but it's just not as interesting. And unless you break that sort of, unless you break the immersion of the World War II setting, it's not going to be as interesting. Like, I mean, imagine if they kept this game as realistic as possible all the way through. Like, the EX1 and stuff, and Raul Menendez not existing. Yeah, this is probably the best season of Vanguard, even though I literally don't care. What the fuck did I just get hit by? What was that? Why did I just get, like, spontaneously combust? What? Just ran into a fucking IED in the ground that was just planted there by nobody. Cool, man. He sat... Are you fucking kidding me? Just fucking camping up there with an SMG of all things. What the fuck are you doing, man? But anyway, back onto Modern Warfare 2. These are the two main, I think, and only concerning parts of the intel that we've had for the past, like, 9 months that genuinely just have me concerned for the direction of the game. The footstep one is a big issue for me, just because I remember Modern Warfare 2019, they were talking about, you know, basically being pro-camper, and that is literally just false. Like, pro camper is just something that should never be in a COD game. Like, this is not a hunting simulator. This is literally run and gun, batshit crazy COD. Encouraging tactical gameplay, mate. Go play Siege. You know what I mean? Like, don't bring that shit here. I like to run around and be brain dead with my SMG. You know, 360 quickscope people with snipers, or whatever. I'm not about, you know, sweeping rooms like the fucking MI6 or whatever. And the other one about the content, it kind of has me worried that Modern Warfare 2 is just going to be bare bones on launch. Activision obviously has the say. Hopefully Infinity Ward can persuade them to just, you know, put as much as possible, or maybe they'll go down the middle and put a good amount in at launch. I just hope it's not bare bones though, especially in terms of maps. Yeah, you can have a lack of weapons, or you can have a ton of weapons, but if you've got 6 maps to play, what the fuck's this ammo box doing? If you have like 6 or 7 maps for the first 2 weeks of the game, it's gonna die so quickly. I don't think you understand how quickly it will die. Even with a promise of like 2 or 3 maps in like 2 weeks, I didn't pay 60, 70, £100 for a promise of content in the future. I paid for a good game, and I don't want that in 3 months. Oh, we're basically drawing, and it's so long. I'm just gonna fucking leave. Honestly, this game is so boring. The fact there's still people playing it, hey, fair play to you guys. Fuck me. I just want to reiterate, I'm still so gassed for Modern Warfare 2 to come out. I cannot wait. You know, Call of Duty Next and the beta in like 2-3 weeks. I think less than 3 weeks, actually. The campaign's coming out like 8 days before the main game, so I'm gonna play that, maybe record it or live stream or whatever, put it on YouTube, and then I can just bash the multiplayer when it comes out. And it's just gonna be fun, man. I just really can't wait. I'm just hoping they don't screw the multiplayer, 'cause if they do, I might kill myself. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you are new around here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.